We're
Hey,
live.
welcome to the Bob and Jam Show today.
We weren't going to do a live today.
That's right. No live today. This is a
Just right
figment,
now.
of your imaginations. We're
And
really not
there's
here.
0 people on.
It's because nobody knew about it. Leesburg rally. Guess where we're at?
For Leesburg.
Leesburg where?
Leesburg, Florida.
We call it a bike fest. It's a bike fest, bike rally. What the heck's the difference? Some people really get crazy about that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to come up.
I'm already on.
No, I was waiting for Bike Fest. I was going to talk a little bit about it. It's 11 days, 18 hours, and 27 minutes from the biggest spectacle in motorcycle
history.
There you go. Friday night, we got Buck Cherry here. Can you believe that?
Right down
Buck
here on Main
Cherry.
Street.
Somebody's on. That's not you. Warren's going to be on
Probably
Saturday night. Hey, they got some pretty good. And
Wade Jennings.
Yep, he's going to be on. I think he's the grandson of Waylon Jennings. He performs a lot, and all those concerts are free. Also, we got a whole bunch of things we're going to talk about real quick today while we're sitting here. Ain't much going on here on Sundays. I'll tell you that. There you go. Hi, I won. Oh, hey, you can touch the screen; it'll come up.
Oh.
How's the weather over there? Let me see what the temperature is.
A little humid. Says 87,
yep.
but
87 to 88. 88. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday, I couldn't even sat out here. We're sitting outside. We're actually on Main. Is this what they call this Main Street? Main Street in Leesburg, where the rally is going to be in about 11 days. So temperature's not too bad. Humidity's a little high, but not as high as it was yesterday. Yesterday was just miserable. So we're going to have a video coming out.
Moto's on.
In the next day or so, that'll show you a little bit about Leesburg, what's going on. We went down to the dealership and kind of talked to them a little bit. We also went out to Windy Acres. We're going to be out there for some of that time. We'll let you know a little closer to the times of what days we'll be out there. We may even be working with them and have some fun activities coming up. So we'll see how that all works out. And so I don't know if you want to come out here. So at Windy Acres, actually, if you're bringing a tent, you got an RV, it's all dry camping. They do have showers. We did check them out. Hot showers, too. Can't believe it. And so they're all set up. I got some tiny on the spots. Up front, they got some regular bathrooms. In the way back, I think there's some regular bathrooms back there. But there's no electricity. I think they look like they got some water there, but not at your campsites. You're pretty much in a field. So if you're looking to come out and you got a tent, you got an RV, they open up on Wednesday of the rally. Phone's going nuts here. Ford Pass opened up. So so kind of how everything starts here is the dealership. Let me get up.
Somebody's getting in a truck.
Somebody's getting in my truck.
If your Ford Pass thing came up, I didn't know.
So 27th is Wednesday. April 27th is Wednesday. That's when the dealership opens up and their event starts going on. The next thing is Windy Acres. They open up on Wednesday. You can start getting in there. Downtown here doesn't start till, is it Friday? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Kind of sucks that they don't do Thursday. I don't know why, but hey, they do what they do.
I'm assuming Neil changed his name.
He did.
N.A. DeWitt.
Yeah, he did. You remember he tell you he got a new phone?
That's the Woods on. Hey guys, have a great day. You too. The birdies are singing. They're happy. Hope they're fighting.
They have some other local bands that are going to be playing here besides Buck Cherry and Warren and Wayne Jennings. Joe Santana is going to be here. Does a tribute to Santana. Let's see what else they got. Tom Petty, tribute band's going to be here. Torn, I think I've heard of them before. They're going to be here. Maybe take another iced tea.
Another iced tea, you got it.
And another cup of ice, please. Thank you.
Is it okay if I refill that one?
Yes, that's fine.
And let's see what else they got going on here. They got lots of bands. Tons of bands. I can't believe all the bands they got here. Oh, some of this stuff.
Are you sure you're checking the same days?
No. Well, it's the 28th through the 30th. Pull your calendar up. So let's see what Steve says while she's pulling the calendar up. Says, hi guys, are you guys coming too far up for a lot of overpriced, overrated bunch of knuckleheads, but great riding? No. We're not doing it for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to be way too crowded. For the 100th, it's going to be so freaking crowded. You already commented what it is. It's crazy up there to start with. It's going to be 100 times crazier this time around, the 100th anniversary. Second thing is we have no place close to stay. Closest place we can get is about 50 miles away, and it's just too much. If we were going to be in the 100th, somebody needs to spot us close downtown where everything's going on at, so we can walk or ride the bike just a block or two, because it's going to be just chaos in traffic and everything else. So at this point, we have no plans of hitting Laconia. So what do we got here? It's the 20th. Okay, so to the 30th. Gonna have church service. You can have church service with free breakfast, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so that's all that. They have a poker run for their
There's a bike coming through.
Wow, very loud. They have a poker run that's going to be going on. Gators has their event. It's going from the 27th to 30th, which I already said. In town here, it's only the 28th through the 30th. So it's going all the way through Sunday. They have food vendors going to be down here. You know, all the typical things. Gator Progressive is kind of sponsoring this one, which is always great. That's probably why they got some of the big bands coming in. Gator, Harley, they're sponsoring it. Lucky You Cycles.
That's
and
pre-tally, not pre-rally. Your title says.
Oh,
Thank you. And we probably need some more sugar too. White sugar. Thank you.
Got it.
and
Sorry, typo.
it's a pre-tally. We're tallying up what we're going to do.
There you go.
Hey, there we go. So let's go see what Gator Harley Davidson. We'll see what the band Skaters got going on. There's Dave's.
Back to Sturgis and Daytona. So Steve says he's from up there. He hates Laconia, but he loves Sturgis and Daytona.
Yeah.
There's Dave's Crazy Trailers. Hey, how you doing there, Dave? Pating Nation has to hit the thumbs up button. So it's right here underneath me, right there.
Thank
you very
you.
much. Jim says he's laugh out loud for our pre-tally. We're tallying up what's gonna happen.
Guide or bike rally. Spring rally. That's what we want. Spring rally. All right. So they've got some bands. Of course, they made them as small as they could get them. Thursday is Maiden Voyage and the Skylarks. Friday is Rock Hard with Big Engine on Friday night. Saturday is Dr. Sprocket and Torn. I've heard of them. And Sunday is Church Service, Kelly McGowan, and Hypersona, whatever that is. They have Friday through Sunday. They're going to have the pancake breakfast by the church group, Friday to Sunday. They just want a donation. So that's pretty good. We've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
They got X throwing over there. So the X. They've
got that hangover therapy too at Gators, where you can go in and get an infusion of vitamins and minerals and fluids for a quick cure of the hangover.
They got food and bars and vendors. I don't know if they do. Oh, here's their list of the vendors. They even been nice and put them on there. So Tab Performance is there. Dropkick Customs, Chrome Works, Coaster Moto. They sell wheels. They even tell you what they do. Kind of nice. Hogwarts is there. You know who they are. Suspension Technologies. They seem to be popping in a lot of rallies. All About Customs. Did my handlebars. They're going to be there. Cumberland Pride Ltd. They do lighting. Dan Kite, our pinstriping guy. He's there. Wide Open Customs. Does the fairings and the radios. He's there. Sinister Sound does the stereos. The Fairing Exchange does the inner fairings. They do the Dakota digital gauges. And some other neat, exciting things. Merchandise, they got the Franz Lawyers are going to be there. Motorcycle Rally USA, they sell shirts and stuff. Davenport Concessions, they do the food. Ride Smart Florida, the safety. Custom Engraving, they do the derby covers. That guy's pretty neat. He does a lot of veteran ones and all kinds of stuff
He'll
like that.
custom make stuff for you too.
Yeah, we should have a ting one made up. You guys could get that.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Rockford Fosgate's going to be there because they're through the dealership. Chrome Premium Cigars. George is going to be there. My buddy George.
Hey, Rex.
Biker Steel Jewelry. Oh, I guess it's steel. They got it in fancy writing. Couldn't tell what it was. Icicles. Aluminum. Biker. Sunglasses. Make My Day Jewelry.
Nope,
oh, that's our buddy.
Yep.
He makes those 50 caliber bells and what kind of? And he's a veteran too. You need to check him out. Great guy. Uncommon USA, he does flags and the flag poles. People always ask for that. Somebody's asking about that the other day. Market Delight does tiki items, hats, and all that other stuff. Honor Board, which is Bike Blessing, Breakfast, and Sunday. Oh, that's the church group. Rockstar Blend.
Not any other.
I don't know, maybe give us a menu again and look at that.
Yeah, there's-
Thank you.
Pet Shop is going to be there. Shelby Cubs, Ocal's coming in town. Sensation Jewelry. Patriot Air Guns. Baker Customs. They do the shifters, the floorboards, and all that. They got a whole bunch of neat stuff too. Action Events. They're samplers of Bayer and sunscreen protect products.
Oh, they're the ones that hand out like the little
Yeah.
packets for
Yeah.
hangovers and
Just
stuff
105.
like that.
One.
Yeah.
There's that special
Okay.
one as well.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Sitting on Main Street here at the restaurant. We already had a pretzel.
Yep. At Brick and Barrel, that's where we're at.
Halifax Ministries, our old buddy
Yep. Mike and Kenny.
will be in
brothers.
town and donating that bike's gonna be given away.
Yep.
And be Ocean City. Leesburg Bike Fest will be there with their merchandise. Another biker jewelry, TNR Group, which is tents. Massage guns and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. Seal C for PTSD. Oh, must be an organization.
No seals.
Yeah. Emporium Sunglasses, Sugar Bling, Kula, what the heck, smoke, CBD guy.
There you go.
Another marketing person that does, there's one more person selling massage guns. A little bit
Favorite
marketing
thing.
melody, ladies clothing, Glass Kings, sunglasses, Leon's is there, Good to Go Leathers,
Hey, David. how are you
Instant
today?
Insurance, Ride Smart Florida, and Leather Legs. Holy crap, they got a lot of vendors. Let's see what they got. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They said they had a lot. I think they're going to have 60 something. You're going to count all them?
I was until it just went nuts on me.
No.
They're gonna have a lot. They said they got more vendors this year than they've ever had before. We got a video coming up on this. We're giving you the preview if you're watching the live.
We went to the OCC restaurant when we went over for the Redneck Renegade at Barracuda, Harley Davidson, and ate there. And we had our Gator Bites. And I guess you had a burger. Did we get anything else?
I don't know what you did.
No. And we had the Gator Bites. I don't know, maybe I got a salad. I don't know what I got. Or soup. Did they have soup there? I don't
No
remember.
idea.
But anyway, yes, we did eat there, and it is a great place to eat. We enjoy it there.
It's really hot. Our ice is melting faster than the water can be made. That makes any sense.
The ice can be made, and the water can be made into ice. It's going back to its original state. It's going back to water. Maybe we can meet up for breakfast in Arkansas. We're not going to go for the spring fling, but we'll be there for bike cruise and barbecue. So we just did that with Jeff the other day to
Promote it.
to get it out there. So anybody that's in that area that wants to go can go and enjoy the spring fling. And then we're going to hit that area coming back from the East Coast
In
and
May.
stop and talk to them. So that's what we're going to do. He's making his tea concoction. Sugar and ice and a wee bit of tea.
Not as bad as the sweet sweet tea they make here already. So nothing special we want to do. I just thought, hey, we're sitting out here on Main Street. This is almost the exact same place. If you go back just a little more than a year ago, we were sitting very close to this exact same spot and did a live here on.
Actually, it was one of our subscribers, 6. She was sitting out here and she's like, hey, and she took pictures and everything. And she's like, we're
Because
getting
there was
ready
a
to leave.
waiting list.
If you want to sit at our table, you guys can just sit here with us. Because, yeah, somebody got up and we went and sat down and they're like, there's a waiting list. You can't just sit down at a table.
So then when they left, we stayed and we ordered our food. Because we were with them.
We were just late
Same
arrivals.
here on the Gold Coast of Australia.
Hey, how about that?
Famous Fingers. It's 3:45 in the PM here on the East Coast of Florida. We're kind of like in the. I haven't looked at it yet.
You're good. Take your time. Just don't want to leave you waiting on me.
Oh, okay. Brussels
You can
sprouts.
talk.
So anyway, he's looking at something else maybe for us to eat. So yes, we're on the east coast of.
No, we're not. No, we're on the East Coast, but we're more in the center of.
We're in the east coast of the United States.
Yes.
In the center of Florida.
Yeah.
Southern part.
Just a little bit away from Orlando is
Yep.
where Leesburg's at. Orlando, it's about 35, 40 miles from Orlando itself. And so we're going to be staying in this area during Leesburg Bike Fest, which will be, we're probably going to be getting into town. We're actually going to be over in Useless on Saturday, next Saturday, a week from yesterday. So we'll be over there for till Wednesday. And then Wednesday, we're going to be letting you know soon where we're going to be during the rally. So we're going to be here and do a bunch of fun stuff and exciting.
So Cass Aaron says, would you ever buy an Indian?
Yeah. Don't know if I'd buy a new one. But she liked the Scout. She rode a Scout and said she really liked it. We never rode an Indian enough to decide if I like to have a lot of bikes. Now, I don't know what we're going to do in the future, depending on the shop that we're building. Still being built. Ain't a whole lot going on right now. Got a new barbecue grill going in for the shop. And we got a new table that we're going to be using for our table for doing our lives and stuff from the shop. So we just ordered that. It's going to show up Monday and Tuesday. Monday, I think the grill shows up. And Tuesday, the table shows up. And we'll be there to pick it up. Got the in-law going over there to put it in the regular garage at home.
You never did bring it back. I said, are you going to be home during these dates? And
we'll get somebody to get it. We'll get Chinaman Joe next door to drag it across the street.
Poor guy. So Rod says, turn off the sprinkler. So is it raining down there in Kissimmee? Because it's not raining here in Leesburg, and we're back in your neck of the woods, Rod King.
Yep. There's Rodzilla joining the crew. How's it going, Rod? And lots of excitement going on.
Oh, I don't have Facebook up.
Hello from Ontario, Canada. Hello. We like all of our Canadians. It's really great that a lot of you guys can all come down here again. Expecting to see a lot of you in Sturgis this year. But I mean, there's a lot of really great rallies going on this year. Laconia's having their 100th. Not saying that we're going there. Just because we talk about a rally doesn't mean we're going to necessarily go to it. Most of the rallies that we talk about are rallies that we have been to. And some we're going to add. Next year, it kind of depends on what we do for sponsorships and things like that for next year. I kind of just made a commitment for the campground I just got done talking to, but we'll see how that all works out. But for spring next year. But it's like here, we got a whole month we're killing here. Now, luckily, we've got campgrounds that we can stay at.
From Ontario.
Okay.
She didn't check in.
Yep, Rod King says it's pouring.
When
I looked earlier, they said they weren't predicting any rain.
They said till
3 or 4 o'clock. Well, actually, when I looked this morning, it said it was after 3 o'clock.
Oh,
before any rain came.
When we watched the news last night, they said around that area was going to be
look at my radar. Let me look up my radar.
Greg's on. He says, hello from Michigan. How are you enjoying your stay, your new handlebars?
It looks bad. It's right there, but where are we at?
Well, where's the little dot? You got to go north there. We're way up there. It's clear, blue, sunny skies here. Can you see it behind us?
So you see the little blue dot? Rod King, jump on your bike. Come on up here to Leesburg.
He should be working.
Oh, yeah.
He's only up there. So I was just asking him that the other night. Do they close Disneyland if it gets bad? Because it looks like thunder.
Yeah, so if there's lightning and stuff, do they close the rides down? Just for our information.
I'm just curious.
Let me look at the thing here and see what it says.
Yes, he loves his handlebars. Loves.
The rain should be gone by 5 p.m., they said.
So that's when we'll head back.
Yeah, because you can look at the sky here. Let me turn the camera around here.
Look at the blue skies.
Look at that. Oh, that umbrellas. Look at it. That stupid umbrellas in the way. There it is. You can see the blue. Not a freaking cloud in the sky.
You should have came with us today, right?
That's right. You should have called in sick. Could have got the bike out. We could have went riding today. I thought it was going to rain, but I mean, when I looked earlier before we left this morning, it didn't show any rain in the Orlando area till after 5 o'clock tonight. So that shows you how well you can predict the weather,
especially here in Florida. Just wait around a few minutes and it'll change on you. So Rider X is on, and Greg said, "Cool, thanks."
So pretty exciting. Got a lot of things going on. So here we got, like I say, about a week and a half now. We're going to be over here in Leesburg area. And got a lot of things going on. We'll be giving you guys a little bit of preview, kind of like what we just did now. We're going to be showing you a highlight video here in the next couple of days, a little bit of tease of last year's rally, because we only had one Saturday. But what's happening here is the same thing that's happened to a lot of other bike rallies, is Progressive is investing in what's going on. That's one of the reasons you see Buck Cherry coming here, and also Warren. They're putting money in these rallies, trying to get you guys to buy insurance from them. This isn't a sales for them. They didn't go with us, so screw them anyway.
Well, we don't know. They still might be looking at us, though.
Could be. If you want us to sponsor you, we'll talk more about you. But it's not.
Hopefully better.
Yeah. So they got the big banner up already that says "Welcome Bikers."
Yeah.
Progressive has got it on there. And when we were out talking, one of the guys that we know that works for Progressive, he's going to be in town. We should call him.
Yep.
Invite him for lunch.
See when he gets
Invite him
in,
on the
he might-
live.
Yeah, there we go. So Scott wants to know if we've ever been to the tourist trap called South of the Border in Hammer, South Carolina. Doing a road trip there later this week.
No.
Never heard of it. South Carolina. Maybe if Steven comes on, he might have been there
Let's
before.
see. What's it called? Still
South
ain't
of
looked
the
at
border.
nothing. I've alliance, but we haven't made a
You want
decision.
another glass of soup? Or
Want some more tea?
Sweet tea, please. Yes.
got
Thank you.
more ice?
Yes. Here, if you want me to pour it in here for me. You. They stopped. They stopped the rides for lightning, not
Not for some ring.
light rain until it runs them. I don't know. I can't.
They still run
Not
them.
light rain till the,
Till they still run them.
them.
They still
Okay.
run the rides.
I guess.
As long as it's just light rain.
Looks nice, blue skies. Yep. And then where Rod King is, where it's pouring down rain, is like less than 30 miles away.
Up.
Hopefully we'll be up for the Leesburg. Okay. We're still in Orlando. That's where we're camped at right now until next Saturday. So maybe Thursday we can meet up. Next year bike week, I'm gonna have them put my handlebars in for me too. Okay, Greg, that sounds good. He's the one that was asking how much do you still really like your handlebars?
Yes.
It made a
We're
big
gonna do a
difference.
video on it and talk about it, but I just haven't got around to doing it. Actually, we're not been riding the bike. It was kind of nasty weather when we were down in Port Charlotte running around. Traffic was kind of hectic down there. I pulled the bike out, got ready to ride it. Here, I just left the bike. It's still in the back of the trailer,
Thank you.
so we haven't done anything with that yet. So we haven't pulled it out yet. So it was like we didn't know how long we were going to stay there because we've got a couple other options now of places to stay up until Leesburg or during Leesburg. So we're just kind of weighing all of our options and figuring out where we're going to go. So looks like we're going to go over to Useless Saturday. We'll probably be there Saturday till Wednesday and probably move out, and then we're going to move into another campground. And then Thursday and Friday, we're going to be over at Camp Easy Ride over at Windy Acres. And that video will be coming up in the next day or two, and we'll try to show you about that. And if you're thinking about coming over here, it's a great place if you want to. It's kind of like some of these campgrounds, kind of like Tackleberry or the Buffalo Chip. Not so much like Buffalo Chip. Kind of like Glencoe. Not crazy as Glencoe, but Crazy Horse Campground over there in Daytona. A campground that you can come to, actually, which is just it's a rodeo field. It's a rodeo place that they have there. They have some bands coming up. They got Big Engine playing Saturday night. So they've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They got bands every night going on over there. You can pay to just come in and see the bands, or you can camp. I think it's $20 a person to stay and camp. I think I'd have to look at the website again. It might be $10 to come in and see the concert, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to bring an RV, you pay a one-time fee of $40, and that's good for the whole time. And then it's $20 per person per day. So you can come in. You can actually start already showing up on Monday or Tuesday if you want to pay early. No, he said normally it's Wednesday. But he says if somebody wants to pay extra, he would let them come in extra early.
So Scott, did you see what Ryder Rex said? When he went down to Daytona, he saw that the south of the border was closed for renovation. So is it opened back up now? I don't know. You might want to call and check before you go down there. It's open now. Okay, Dave says it's open now. So Dave must know. Ryder Rex. I guess I should have looked further. I was waiting for him to quit talking.
She said done more
Lone
reading.
Star Rider, how you doing?
There you go.
He's done his 48 states in 48 days. How
There you
about
go.
that? That was a heck of a ride, I bet.
How many out of all those days you rode 48 days? How many days did you have bad weather?
Or rain.
Not just bad weather. Could be anything.
Yeah, because there's
Could be
been
just
some snow.
it could be just windy. It could be snow. Could be rain. Could be hail. Anything that's considered a normal day. It could be extremely hot. I don't know if you had any of that.
Rod says they were closed a couple of years ago. Also, if you miss south of the border from your list, you're all set. Let's laugh out loud. I guess it's not much to stop and see. I don't know. According to Rod, I don't know.
Well, a lot of these things are more of a tourist trap, you know, to get you in to say, hey, you've been there. It's kind of like going to Deadwood to go over to the what's the saloon called?
Oh, I got it on the tip of my tongue. I can't say it.
Saloon 10.
Yeah.
Saloon 10 is not the real Saloon 10. Arrgh! Bad news, broke your bubble, popped your bubble. It's not the real. Even the chair that's up there is not the real chair.
Oh, he said just a few days of nice weather.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, I mean, the time of the year you did it too, that probably doesn't surprise me, I guess, with especially the weather, the way it's been here
Oh yeah,
lately.
because it's
Crazy.
just it's been going through the mid, you know, pretty much coming from California all the way up to New York. The weather has just been chaos. As I said, we couldn't have asked for any better time to have been here in Florida. You know, we really haven't had any really. There's supposed to be some storms today, but I guess we're kind of missing it right now. I was kind of worried. We're talking it's possibly as much as 68-mile-an-hour winds today. It ain't no big deal for us for Arizona. We get 50 plus every day, but it's just the storms and the hurricanes.
Jimmy says, don't waste your time going to south of the border. Big ripoff.
Well, take it off off of our list.
We just left Deadwood. Is that Rick and Sean is on? And oh, she said they just left Daytona or Deadwood. Did you guys are you looking at your house and stuff you bought down there? That's probably pretty cool. How was the weather there in Deadwood? Because they just got some snow too. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, they've had weird weather. When we called the other day, they were getting snow on Saturday. I think we
Lots
called
of
Monday or
cold and rain.
Tuesday, and it was 72 degrees. And we were talking to Rod from the Chip.
Lone Star said Dave said that was Dave's fault. The weather was.
Oh,
Weather was cold until today. Of course, probably just when you left, huh? Seems like that's about our luck too. But no, we couldn't really probably. It's been very nice. It rained
yesterday was probably the hottest day we've been in Florida. It was only 91. We over in Daytona, we've had some days in 98, but the humidity was so high
Crazy.
yesterday. It was just muggy. It was like you walked out, it was like a brick wall. It's just instantly somebody was a sweaty person.
It was hot. Well, when we unpacked, that's when I got so hot. The whole back of my neck, my hair, it was all soft and wet. It was like I just got out of the shower. So Scott says basically just wanted to go just to say I'd been there and to get a bumper sticker.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Plus, I use an excuse to do a road trip.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. It's always great to say that, you know, it's kind of like us. We do some of these rallies like Laconia. You know, Laconia is nice, but I mean, to go all that way just to say I've been to Laconia, I've done that now. It's off my book. It's off the checklist. So I don't have to worry so much about that. There's another motorcycle on the other side. I couldn't see it because the truck was in the way. A few motorcycles have been driving by here. But I mean, it's like some of these rallies when you go to, it's kind of like Galveston. I'm not 100% sold on Galveston either. You know, some of these rallies you go to ends up being more of a local thing. And I think Laconia is like that. You probably don't get, you know, you might get some Canadians coming down and you get people from the surrounding, you know, comes in a motorcycle now. But you seen it or not?
No, I was probably in the way.
It's where that white car, yeah, you got it way back. They're way over here. So it's where that, look back and see the white car.
Yeah, I can see
Well, you
it.
see it over there. You know where how far back it is. So that way you know when you have to look. It makes it look like the car's right here, but it's like 4 cars down the street. So, like Laconia. Laconia the riding was all right. I wouldn't have, if I would have known what I know today, I would have never rode 1,500 miles up there. Really, the only thing
It was very pretty.
the only
It
thing
just
that I
wasn't
really
challenging.
liked to go check out, which she probably liked too, was the Castle in the Sky.
Yes.
That was a pretty neat place. We enjoyed going there. We should call them. They're supposed to maybe do a bike events at their place this year. And we told them if we didn't know if we'd be back, but we said we'd bring them on a live and talk about it. And we need to get a hold of them and see if they're still doing their event. But I mean, overall, you know, the dealership didn't have very many vendors on it. Wasn't overly impressed with their setup. It was just kind of, I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with it. And then when you went out to the racetrack, it was just sad. There was just nobody there. Even at the racing, there was nobody there. It was just sad. You know, that vendors like Adam, he did fairly well there. He did all right, but for a lot of to go there and be a big vendor event, I don't see the traffic was there. You know, there's now and where the boats are all at, where you go to where they close the street down. So you gonna look at the menu?
I guess. Did you see anything on there you'd want?
I don't know.
In case she comes back out. Well, now I don't see it.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
There
You're
was a
going to turn it off.
fingerprint on there, and it was driving me nuts.
You're going to turn it off, and we'll be screwed. So, like me, if we never go back, now the only reason I'd like to go back is I'd like to go to Maine and go over to, what's the name of his bar?
Oh, Bentley's.
Is that the name of the bar? It's called
Yes.
Bentley's? That is the coolest bar in the world. And they got a great campground next door. I'd like to go there and spend a weekend there. Screw going to Laconia. I'd rather go over there and party at his bar. I think that is about the coolest thing I seen the whole time I was in the Laconia area was Bentley's campground and his bar. We know the guy. We know him. And we should call him up and see if he wants.
Bowling Alley Bob.
That's right. We need to stop by and talk to Bowling Alley Bob.
Yeah.
And
we missed him. He was not too far from us. He was down here in Florida.
But we've seen him when he was leaving. I think he told us he was heading home and told us he was here. We could have seen him.
He was probably about 50 miles away,
Yeah.
I guess.
And so we might do that one day. So that would be a reason to go back up that way. But like I say, for the 100th, I don't want to be anywhere near there because down there, well, the other thing that I kind of complained about was down there along their main street or Weir Beach or whatever they call that down there.
Weir Beach.
Nothing was down there. All those places were all the same. If they weren't owned by the same person, the people selling the t-shirts along there, they should have been because they were all selling the same crap in all the places. They had a carnival thing down there. You played games and stuff. They had one decent bar at the end of the street down there. Remember what that was called?
High Tower.
That was a pretty cool place. We met the owner of that, and he was a pretty cool guy. They got the place out back to Sid. They got a whole bunch of places. A lot of our girls that were there, Karen and them, they were all working there. So that was a pretty cool bar. We did go over to the other one that used to be the Iron Horse, but now it's called something else. I don't remember what that bar was called. It was okay. It wasn't anything.
I says, take it easy on Laconia.
And so, but I mean, if you lived up that area, yeah, I would definitely go. But it's so getting off of that rally is Galveston. Galveston's another one that we probably won't go to again. It just wasn't enough. Really, it wasn't for us. It wasn't enough content. There's all the vendors and stuff are there, but there really wasn't much else going on. They got some concerts and they got some other things going on there, but just it's same thing. It's more of a Texas rally. Probably the majority of the people that are in Galveston going to Galveston Bike Week or Bike Fest, whatever the hell it's called, is just people that are from Texas, probably. Maybe Louisiana too would come over there because you go down there and get on a little ferry and go over. I don't know if we'll ever do that again. That's another one that we don't know about. Some of the rallies that, it's kind of like Panama City here. We wouldn't have done Panama City if we didn't get set up there.
Is that in Laconia, Cadillac Mountain? That says right up to Cadillac Mountain and watch the sunrise. It's very cool. Somebody told us to go out to the Badlands and do that. Watch the sunrise or the sunset. I guess either one. And they said it's pretty cool out there. Our luck, we'd go out there and we'd pouring down rain. We wouldn't see nothing. Yeah, but all the vendors, same stuff at all the rallies. It's always the same crap.
No, it's not.
That's your wife talking.
Yeah, that's your wife. You sure she's not on here talking? But you don't have to see all the vendors that's going on. But it's not all. It depends on what you're looking for. That's one of the reasons I always kind of like Sturgis, because Sturgis is the only place. When we first started going to Sturgis, it was like, wow, I didn't know you could buy a reverse for your motorcycle. Wow, I didn't know you could get a transmission cooler to cool the transmission. Wow, I didn't know this. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't even realize they made this kind of stuff, but you see it in Sturgis. And so that's one of the reasons I like going. Daytona and Sturgis are the two rallies that I would say, when it comes to vendors, is the better one to go to. And you say, why is that? Just like Rider X says, they're all the same. No, they're not. When you go to like in front of J&P Cycles in Daytona, or you go to Black Hills Harley, you're actually talking to either the owners or a big wig in the company. It's like
the manufacturers directly.
So when you go, like, let's say you're coming out here to Leesburg and you want to get some mufflers put on your bike. So maybe there's a guy here selling 4 or 5 mufflers, or the dealership's got a Vance and Hines or whatever. Can you listen to him?
Does Chromeworks just sell slip-ons?
Yeah.
Because Chromeworks will be there.
And but a lot of them don't have them sitting out there like
on a bike.
Yeah, you go to Destination Daytona. And you see Vance and Hines there. You also see, what's the other one? Vance and Hines. What's the other one? Reinhardt's there. They got all the bikes sitting out there. They've got, you can hear the bike with the mufflers on it, the slip-ons, and you can hear, hey, I like that sound. Because when people tell you, which I've talked about this a couple times, when somebody says, oh, this is the muffler. You got to put this one on your bike. The neighbor hater. Oh, it's the best muffler in the world. It's going to do the. That's somebody's opinion. Now there's different ways when you look at stuff. You can look at stuff for dynoing. You know, you want to get the most performance out of your bike. You might want to get me. I'm more of I want a decent sound on my bike. I'm not so much needing to get the quarter mile. I'm not racing a quarter mile. I'm not racing Joe Blow down the street. I could care less how fast your bike is. I just want to have a nice sounding bike. Sounds good, not too loud enough. Loud enough you can hear me coming, but yet not loud enough that's going to overpower my stereo.
Or
Well,
make the neighbors hate you.
Yeah. And her Sportster was that way. Neighbor
Yeah.
left a note on her door. They even had a Harley.
Yeah, I had to walk my bike out, walk it down the street till I got around the corner,
I
and
would
then
have
I
done
turned
none of
it
that.
on. Trying to be nice. Well, I would leave
I
like
would have wrapped it out more in the
I
morning.
used to leave at 5 o'clock in the morning. So
Well, I never then really wake me up.
I don't know. Maybe they were sleeping in the front bedroom. I don't know. So Scott said he was going to go for a ride up there in Wisconsin. They're supposed to get 5 inches of snow on Monday. Ryder X says, I agree. The Sturgis and Daytona rallies draw all the big vendors. All of the other ones are the same. Wouldn't you agree?
Which is pretty much so. But see, a lot of times when you're looking at rallies, if you're looking to have something done, like let's say all of a sudden I'd say, hey, I want to get a new stereo. Okay, I want to come to the rally here and say, you know, I don't want to take my bike. Now, that's not bad mouthing any Harley dealer or any independent person or something like that. But if I was going to get a new stereo put on my bike, and if I wasn't going to do it myself, I was going to pay somebody to do it. I would rather come to a rally like this and find a reputable person to install my stereo. Now, watch where you go, because we were at an event a couple of weeks ago, and I wouldn't have let them people touch my bike with a 10-foot pole. I watched them for a few seconds, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe these people are even doing work. And when none of it's on video, nothing like that. But it's one of the reasons we recommend dealers, and we need to put a list up and tell
So
you.
sorry.
That's all right.
Figure out what you wanted.
You just want to get a hamburger or just an order of fries?
What do you want? How hungry are you?
I guess I could eat.
All right.
I guess we'll do the hamburger with bacon.
Okay.
Plain, just with the cheese, bacon, and bun.
Cheese, bacon, and bun.
No big hurry.
And then order fries.
Sounds good. And how do we want the burger cooked?
Medium well.
Medium well. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
So Rod says wherever you go to a rally, you can make the best of. You make the rally what you
that's
want
right.
out of it.
And I talk about that too when people say, which I've said before, Florida riding sucks. But I mean, you can find some, you know.
They said go down to the Everglades. You can ride along the St. John River,
And you could just take a nice, relaxing ride, just like here. There's no traffic out here. And to take a nice ride around this lake would be a nice Sunday ride. No, I'd rather do it during the week when the traffic's, you know, you don't have the Sunday drivers out looking for you, the old people putting around. So that would be, you know, there is some, but when I talk about riding, I'm talking about stuff that I do in Sturgis. You know, to go down Iron Mountain or Needles Highway or Van Knocker Road, I'm doing it more for how fast can I run that bike and how tight can I make those turns and the thrill and excitement of that. That's what I call real. If I want to travel 1,500 to 2,000 miles to go to a motorcycle rally, I want to have more than just come in and see a bunch of vendors and hear some bands play. You know, that's me. Now, everybody's different. It's like when we talk to people in Sturgis, you know, which we did last year, and we're going to do more this year because we're going to be at the Buffalo Chip the whole time. You're going to meet some of these people that have been going for 30 and 40 years, camping in the same spot, doing the same thing every freaking year.
with the same
Why?
family and friends they've met there.
Because it's a once in a lifetime thing. Just like here, people say we're living the dream. Maybe we are, but to be able to meet people that we meet, to see the things that we see, you know, some's good, some's bad. Some of the rallies are really great. Some of the rallies were like, you know, this wasn't much, but check off that box. We've been there. We've seen it. We've done it. And then we can go back and look like we've done, like we're looking at a couple of rallies to doing next year that we didn't do this year. One is Lake of the Ozarks. The other one is Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. The other one is Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival. We're actually kicking those three around. We're even thinking about a possibility next year of Oceanside, maybe checking Ocean City, checking that one out. I'd like to check it off the box too. But we got to talk to the promoter and see if we can get a place to find, because we don't really want to stay in a motel. So, but it's once again, it's driving us.
Fly out there, you might have to.
Yeah. Well, if we flew, it wouldn't be quite so bad. But
Scott said you can also get stuff put on faster at a rally, whereas at a dealership you're going to have
Very
to
true.
a week or two before
Oh,
they
yeah.
can get to you.
And then no matter what, somebody the other day was telling me that, I forget what they were having done, but they were having something done on their bike. And I'm like, well, how long? They've been working on it for 3 days. 3 days? Maybe it was the same work I had put in cams or something to my bike. I'm like, and he said, how long did it take you on your bike? I said, about 4 hours. That included the dyno too. Wow. Well, those guys do that every single day. So that's why I always say, if you wanted to get an inner fairing, even though
Wednesday.
fairing exchange is a lot less expensive than the dealership, but you could buy a cheap Chinese one and put in too. But why not have guys put it in? That's only going to take them like an hour to put it in. And it's done right the first time. Why? Because they put thousands of them in. When you go to some of these places, like All About Customs, his air shocks and stuff that he puts on, his lower ride kit and all that, and things that he does, which somebody said the other day when they watched the video of the handlebars, they're like, wow, that guy was really good. He should have his own channel. Well, that's what we're for. And, but it's you see him do it over and over and over, but it's like he does it in his sleep.
Right, but you were complaining about the vendors at Laconia. A rally is really not only defined by the vendors. Riding fellowship and people watching is a big part of it. People watching, yeah.
Which
that's
it
fun.
is. And but like Laconia, I didn't see the people like we normally see, like we see in Sturgis. Or see Sturgis is why I always emphasize so much in Sturgis,
There
because
was more cars than motorcycles, we felt, in Laconia.
there was. So when we look at rallies, there's four things really that we look at when we tell this all the time. One is the riding. Two is great vendors. Three is the people that live there. And four is the people that you meet while you're there. So those are the four things that make a rally really great. Has nothing to do with the bands that they're playing. Doesn't have anything to do with, where you can hang out at and stuff like that. But all those things are important. So when I look at it, and that's what people say, well, why Sturgis? One of the biggest thing about Sturgis than any other rally in the whole world is there's not a town anywhere near Sturgis within 200 miles. I'll even go 250 miles that isn't going to welcome you to be a biker to come on into their business establishment. They're not going to. There's some businesses along here that during Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're going to lock their doors because they don't want you coming in their store.
And said there's already a couple businesses that
A
were
lot
down
of
here
businesses
that
empty.
on here.
Yeah, there's probably half the businesses that are along this street are gone because it's just another small town that just has died. It's not as bad as Daytona. There is at least some traffic going on, but I mean, just like, well, when we said something to the girl here, but I mean, they just had Easter last weekend, so they might have been really busy here last Sunday. A lot of people might have been out for Easter and stuff like that. So when I look at stuff like Laconia and not just Laconia, there's other rallies, Galveston, there's some other rallies. I figure if we go to Ocean City, it's probably going to end up being like that you don't. Daytona's kind of like that. You don't really get to really meet people in Daytona as easy as you do like in Sturgis. Now if you go to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, you go more to the Midwest, you're going to see more hospitality. People are going to give you the time of day. I don't know why rallies get like that to where, if you want to talk to somebody, they kind of give you what are you talking to me for? Who are you? And it's just, hey man, I just want to talk to you. Hey, let's go for a ride. It's like we did last year. We met a guy that came from Iran that watched our channel, never been to the United States before. Came over to the buffalo chip because he knew we were talking about the buffalo chip. And he seen us walking through and he came running up to us and he says, hey, I want to meet you. I followed you last year and I came here just because of you guys.
Eyes played tricks on me because I looked out here and it looked like you guys needed more.
There was
tea,
just
but-
a little.
Well, we
bit
can
left
always
in
drink
here.
more tea.
Yeah,
I'll
We're
drop
big
one.
drink. We're
tea
big
drinkers.
Yeah.
I
We
am.
probably eventually need more sugar too.
Yep. Thank you very much.
And so now I forget where I was at.
The guy
Friendly.
from Iran.
Okay,
And he
so the
went
guy
and
ran.
he met.
So when he came out and talked to us, and this is before the rally really started, and we were in there filming, and he got there, and I'm like, oh, where are you staying at? He says, oh, I got a tent, and I'm staying over here in this tent area. I said, well, have you got to meet anybody yet? He said, oh, yes. I says, I've already got 4 guys I'm riding with. Every day we're going out on all these rides all day long. He says, this is best experience of my life. And I'm like, I thank you. It's great to hear that you had this great time here and people are friendly to you and took you in and made you part of the group. You're there. And I see that in Sturgis more than I do anywhere else. I've seen some people have been out at Cackleberry that almost got in fights with people just trying to talk to them. And so it's,
I think alcohol has a lot to do with that too
well,
sometimes.
but Sturgis, people are drinking in Sturgis too. But I mean, I don't know what the difference is. I don't really know. Myrtle,
The atmosphere.
Myrtle Beach is kind of like that too. You don't really, I don't know what it is. There's a little bit more presence of one percenters there. I don't know if that's part of the issue there. But I mean, we don't, even us, as we're going around, we're walking around, suck, bang, blow, and stuff like that. It's just not as friendly people is what I see in Sturgis. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when you start seeing people. And it's now, of course, we meet a lot of you because you know us through the channel. So that's a little different for us because now, but when we're just by ourselves walking down the street and you walk by somebody and say, "Hey, how's it going?" And they just kind of walk on by like, didn't hear us. Maybe didn't. But I mean, I always take that
I've
as
been deaf.
could have been.
Yo,
So-
mama says the fair and exchange is great. He got his done in Daytona, and he says thank you. So he must have got his.
And if
fair
you guys go to any vendors and you knew it from us, you need to
Full
make
from
sure.
the sugar sweet.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. More ice. Love ice. It's more trash for you.
There you go. Thank you.
And so,
Right.
but I mean, then that's, and I say the same thing. Rallies are what you make, and just like what Rod said earlier about that. And when people say, "Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that," well, the idea of why you come to a rally, the real thing is you're coming to an event that you're here with like-minded people. You're with people that are on motorcycles. You're with people that are doing camping. They're roughing in the tent. If you want to be that kind of person, if you want to be somebody that hangs out with people that have trailers and they bring their bike and they ride, you can be in that kind of group. So you're with a lot of people that have similar interests that you have. Versus if you just like here, we just showed up here today. We have seen a couple of people walk by with Harley shirts on or some motorcycle. I didn't really see if it's Harley or not. So okay, there is some people here, but I mean, nobody's walked by here and just kind of said, "Yeah, guys," or just be friendly. There's nothing wrong with being friendly to people. That's part of the problem with the world.
Gotta learn to speak with each other and put these things down that we're all on right now. Ryder X says some rallies are more click.
Click oriented.
Yes,
which
not
is
click.
true.
Oh, what do you call it? I don't know.
I know what
I
you
know
said.
what you mean.
But yes, you're
Can't
true.
say it.
You're true that it's
Presence of 1% in Myrtle Beach.
and you kind of see that when we come to rallies. And that's why I said Sturgis has gotten to be. I think I could go every year to Sturgis for the rest of my life. That I could do that. Mainly, even if we got to where which it is, we see it in Sturgis when we talk to people. There's people that are sitting in front of what's that bar across the street from the Sturgis Hotel?
The Oasis.
The Oasis. There was an old man sitting out there one day, and I said, "Oh, can I talk to you?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Are you local?" "Nope." "How long you been coming to Sturgis?" About 40 years. So what do you do when you come? He said, "Last 5 years, I sit right here on this bench. I just watch everything go by." And so he is having the great time of his life. He was happy to talk to us. And I see that in Sturgis, we have run into over the years, we run into some crazy people that probably shouldn't have been at Sturgis, shouldn't have been at a motorcycle rally. But see, also when you go to a lot of these other events, Daytona, Myrtle Beach, Panama City, you're dealing with the tourists. You're not dealing with just bikers. See, when you go to Sturgis, tell me what the closest place you can find a place to park a freaking car at. It's motorcycle oriented. That whole rally is that way. They got a sign that tells you motorcycle city or most welcome town.
Motorcycle capital of the world or something.
Yeah, something crazy they say. So
that's what I was trying to get off. Ryder X says most of the rallies in the United States are local, but Sturgis is more of a national rally.
Yes, they're probably the only one that I would say.
There it is.
Yeah, I guess an extra plate.
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
Any mayo at all?
Nah. And so a lot of people, I don't know what was the question again. Example, national rally, which we find now, and we have seen in the past that Daytona, we had somebody a couple years ago that rode their bike all the way from California, but that's pretty rare for Daytona. Daytona pretty much pulls the East Coast. That's its big draw, is the East Coast. And I think this year, a lot of people are saying it's a record-breaking crowd. I'd say it's not. I've seen more people in Daytona than we did this year. But that's my opinion. City has not put out any numbers yet. We've got numbers of deaths and things like that. And if they don't come out with something soon, we're going to come out with our wrap up. And we'll kind of tell you what we think,
We'll
how
tell
many
you what
people
we
were
thought.
there. Yeah. So we already got the number of deaths and accidents, tickets, all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about the popo and all that stuff. We got all a bunch of information that we've done homework on and got all those numbers. And we've just been waiting on the city to say what their count was, which they still haven't put it out today. They may not put it out. If they've heard us talk about fake numbers and maybe they don't want to put numbers out anymore.
So Marcus is on too.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
So that's one of the things that.
Did you hear me say Marcus was on?
Oh, okay. And we were out there at the campground today.
Yep.
And grass is dead.
Settlement and a few suspensions saved me money. So that's what he got. I guess at is that what you got? Your mama at
Got a settlement.
He said that's, I think he's the same one or she's the same one, whichever. Said they got stuff at Fair and Exchange. It says they got a settlement.
Yeah, they sell seeds.
And a suspension. There you go.
And this is, like I say, that's one of the
Save
reasons
money.
we try to talk about vendors. And we want to just put out a list. And because we're not getting sponsors anymore. We're not going to be giving a lot out on vendors anymore, just for the fact that a lot of you don't want to hear that over and over and over and over and over. So we're going to try to give you.
We'll let you know where they're at, and then
That's
if you want to go, you
yeah.
can go get them.
And let you know
Most
all
of
the
you know
key,
in Daytona.
most of the places when we do rallies, you kind of see like here, we don't really do, we do the vendors over at the dealership, but we really don't do the vendors that are downtown here, like 160 Biker Chicks downtown here. Who does the seats?
Master
Lugo, he's down here. Marie's Bandanas, she's downtown here. So a lot of our regular vendors are kind of scattered around. Most of the rest of them are going to be over at Gator Harley. They're going to have out at the campground.
Windy Acres.
They've got a handful of vendors going to be out there. Nothing big. They got some t-shirt people and some food
Lighting
vendors.
LED person and a leather guy. Maybe.
We don't know any of these people, but that's ones that will be out there. And you'll kind of see that in our video.
That way, if you want to go there and stay there and you don't want to, you want something
So we're
done
gonna-
to your bike,
We're going to do a live on that Thursday from Camp Easy Ride. Sometime probably early evening, late afternoon. We'll probably be putting something out there, depending on weather, heat, hot, all that kind of stuff. We went out and checked the internet today. Internet's great out there if you got Verizon. We got great upload there, so we should be pretty good with that. Most people's more interested in download than upload. So actually here the internet's really good, but I don't know how good it'll be during the rally.
Yeah, it all changes.
Yes. So
44 on, you've been on an hour. That's what he said, Daytona.
and so yeah, and the rallies are what you want to make them. And the fun you want to have, just like out here at Windy Acres, it's another campground that you could go to and you could just party out there the whole weekend and never leave. They've got bands going on. They've got, Camp Easy Ride's going to be out there. They got their whole setup if you're staying with them. We'll be out there. We're going to actually show you hands-on of what it is to stay at his campground or stay in his compound. Actually, we just talked to the owner of Dylan, and he said he actually stayed at one of his venues for a couple of days, and he was very impressed with it.
They were crunchy.
And
the fries look good.
Yeah.
We got a burger and some fries.
Yeah. So pretty exciting, a lot of things going on, and it's kind of good. I'm kind of ready to get back into the rallies again. Just this time of just doing nothing, it just kills me. I got about 10 videos I'm working on at one time right now. Nothing completely done yet. So I've started I got a great, we did it a couple years ago over in Lakeland. We went through a museum that a gentleman owned. He's now 90 years old. We went through that.
Still rides two wheels.
And he did a lot of uhs and does and is, and he was really short on words and stuff. So I'm really have to spend a lot of time editing him up. I've already, it's an hour-long video, and I've already took out probably 10 minutes of does and uhs, and I've got about 6 minutes done yet, and I've still got 50 minutes yet to go. So I got a lot of editing. I don't know when I'm gonna. I promised their family. They wrote yesterday and said, "When are you gonna get that done?" I said, "I'll try to get it done this week." I got that one. I got one on Leesburg I'm working on. I got a biker bar video working on. I've got a campground one, which we've got some issues now going on with my very first video that's going to come out on this campground is Socorro Station. And Neil's got some issues with that going on. We don't really know what's going on. I made a phone call to them, waiting to see if they contact me back. So we'll see what happens if we can find out what's going on. But we just did some, when we were there in October, we drove through a couple campgrounds. We also did another tour last year of the Buffalo Chip. And we're actually going to show you, if you're thinking about going to the Buffalo Chip, we kind of only did half of the campground right now because I don't want to make too long a video, where we kind of show you some of the different camping. Like when you come in, how does it take till I come in? Where can I camp at? You know, over here on the left, there's a section there. There's some stuff on the right. They're putting in some more full hookups coming soon. We're going to kind of show you where that area is that they're working on. No guarantee it'll be done. Depends on weather. They've also got, I will show you where the South 40 is. I always call it the North 40, but it's actually the South 40 progressive section. And that's probably the largest section of the Buffalo Chip. That's where mostly everybody stays at that's there. We've never stayed there. It's a field is all you're in. And we'll talk about that on this video. So if you're thinking about going there, or if you've already picked your spot, you picked your section, because it's kind of confusing about the Buffalo Chip, because some people thought you could pick your own spots. Well, that's only in certain sections, which are already all gone. So the rest of the sections, you don't get to pick a spot. They put you in them.
That's what Mark was saying. Most rallies are like-minded people, and it's better for the camaraderie. Let me know if you need any help editing.
You want to learn to edit?
Well, no. Maybe he's got a program or something that gets rid of the ahs and uhs, and he cleared his throat a lot too. There's Sandra.
And he
How are
coughed
you
a few
doing?
times. He's 90 years old. And I wished I would have had a microphone him on 2 years ago. It was a lot better. But I mean, it's going to be a really good video. We did a little different. We ran 3 cameras. I went back and got the bike. So a lot of times when you're hearing it, when I'm splitting the camera scenes all up, you're only going to be seeing the bike. So he's really in order. So it's if you want to know a lot about Harley Davidson, their 2-strokes and their European bikes and all this different stuff.
Bushmans.
And it's cool. It's going to be a great video. Also, the Rhetoric says he can't edit.
Yeah. There you go.
You got to get this. You got to get the materials first.
Gotta get it to you. We really enjoy Rest and Ride. I stayed there the last at Rest and Ride in Sturgis after 20 years at Glencoe. That's probably a big difference between Glencoe and Rest and Ride.
Rest and Ride and Rest. Ride and Rest is they've got all those trees and stuff back there in the back. And I think that, there's a lot of, now we haven't stayed at them all. We've stayed at a lot of different campgrounds, a lot of them not during the rally, before or right after the rally we've stayed at. And we're going to talk about some of those. We just did a live the other day and we talked about some of the campground, excuse me. And that you can check out and stuff like that. And we're going to be getting there early this year. We're going to be there around 18th, 19th of July. We'll be there for Adventure Bike Week. If you've got an adventure bike, that's getting bigger and bigger. This will be their 3rd year. Last year was 100 times better than the first year. So they really classed it up. It's really nice now. It's down by Bikini Beach and stuff, and all the camping's pretty much up on top. But they had some RVs along the bottom down there, Blue Sky and stuff. There were some RVs in there, and a lot of bikes to try out and ride and stuff. Harley was there, BMW was there. Was Yamaha the other one there? There was a couple of bikes there that you could ride, adventure bikes, take them out and ride them. They had a course you could ride on and stuff, and even had some training going on that you could check out. That's Adventure Bike Week. And so that's around the 19th, 20th of July. It's a 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot.
Sunday was like the free day, wasn't it? Anybody could come in.
Yeah. There's another one you got to buy a pass to get into it. Like $125 or something was last year or something.
In Leesburg, it's wonderful. Down in Orlando, it's pouring down rain. So Riders X says he's a Premier Pro person. Is that what you use?
Yeah.
And then that person that goes to a Ride and Rest now, or Rest and Ride, whatever it is, says that it's nice. He likes it there now. Look forward to seeing you guys again at Topless Tuesday. Not sure if we're going to go there. That's Jim. So, and
we
then
don't
Larry's on too from Bugslide.
We're probably going to have our photographer, videographer is going to be there this year.
Coming up.
We're trying to get him to stay the whole time during.
Come out to the Buffalo Chip.
Because he could do a whole lot of videos for me, and I don't have to work so hard.
We can spend more time with
he
you
loves that kind of entertainment, and he's good at it. So, and he had a blast at Topless Tuesday, and I'm like, dude, you'd have a blast at the Buffalo Chip. These kids are older now; they're going to be 18. So I said, bring your sons along. Have a good time out there.
One of them,
but they're not motorcycle people.
No.
He's a photographer, videographer, great photographer. And but he had great time, and I'd rather have him do my Topless Tuesday from now on. It's just so much time you waste there waiting for the show to start. And
Well, you have to get out there. It's a couple-hour drive, and then you're there all day, and then a couple-hour drive back, and so not that it's wasting our time. It just takes up a lot of our time
well, we
to
found
do
that
one
in
event.
Daytona's that way. We spent way too much time at big events. We stayed at the Sons of Speed, which was great. I love it. The video isn't doing as great as what I would have liked it to do, but we spent all day Friday and all day Saturday there. We stayed at which same thing. My Tropical Willie's Chopper Show. I did a great video. She spent a lot of time. She got all the interviews and stuff. Same thing. I think I got like 1,000 views on it. That video should be going nuts. All the great people we got to talk to. We got to show you the winners. Somebody commented the other day because I showed you a little bit of winners, but she talked to a lot of them. So we actually got them on camera. We got two famous people. Warren Lane was there, and also the guy that owned that manufacturing company.
Oh yeah.
Pachin or Page.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
It's on the video. It was pretty neat to meet him.
Everything's made in America there.
Yeah. And but he's always looking for made in America stuff.
Yeah.
Where are you all staying? Where are we staying at now? Now we're at Orlando's Thousand Trails. We're there till Saturday. Then we go over to Useless and stay at the Encore Park. We'll be there till Wednesday, and then we'll let you know what we're going to be at after Wednesday. That'll be later in the week.
In
We'll let you know.
Sturgis, Buffalo Chip. We'll
Oh,
be
in
at Buffalo
Sturgis?
Chip, yeah. At the Buffalo Chip, that's where we'll be. So you've been on an hour, 41
Okay.
people in.
So, you have any more questions about
Anything?
Leesburg?
Yeah, Leesburg is what we're concentrating on right now.
Yep, getting ready for the big rally and everything going on. They're talking, this could be, which nobody knows, this could be the biggest rally they've ever had here. Now, saying that, DeLand, which we were told by our subscribers, and also the city told me that, of DeLand, that they had the biggest rally they've ever had, the most people that ever showed up. Yes, we're staying at the Chip. So this year, that's what's going to happen in Sturgis this year, is before the rally. So we get there on the 19th. We'll be covering the adventure weekend, that first weekend when we get there. After we come back from
Milwaukee.
the 120th, we're going up there. And then from there, we're going to Sturgis. So from the 19th or after that, the 20, 21, 22, like the 23rd, be that Monday, we'll then start doing our sweep of what's going on. We'll be talking to, all the dealerships. We'll be talking to the bars, the restaurants, all the stuff that we normally give you up to date. We'll show you all the great rides. This year, we're actually going to show you, do a ride like Spearfish Canyon. How do I see all the waterfalls? Well, we're going to take you to all those waterfalls, show you how to get there, how far it is to walk to it, what you expect to see when you're there. Because if you've never seen all three of the waterfalls, you've missed the best part of Spearfish Canyon. Spearfish Canyon is not the greatest ride in the world. It's got some turns and stuff on it. There's no jackknives. It's not. There's always cars on there. It's probably the most traveled road when you're going to Sturgis. More cars are going to be on it than motorcycles. So, but it's a very scenic ride. You got you got cliffs on one side of you got a creek running along the other side, all spring-fed water coming out. There's also, which we've never made it to, there's the spring we've never made it to.
The Devil's Bathtub.
We're going to try to make it to that this year. We never made it to it. We never exactly knew how far to go.
It's a 3-mile walk to get into it. So I'll have to be having a pretty good day.
So we'll see how that all turns out. But so up until that, then once Friday starts of the pre-rally, maybe even Thursday, we're going to be on the Buffalo Chips property the whole time. Now, there is exception to the rules, is all the rides are doing the Legends ride, the Rusty Wallace ride, the Bells ride. I don't know if we're doing the Western ride or not. We'll be involved with those 3 rides. She's probably going to be staying on property, and I'll be out at those rides. So with the Legends ride and all that, to cover all that stuff. A lot of the stuff. So what we're going to show you is not as much as what we have shown you in the past of all the things. We're going to show you all the way up until the rally, all the fun things you can do, what's going on, where to go, what's happening, all that great stuff. Once the rally starts Thursday or Friday, pre-rally, we will be on the Buffalo Chip giving you a daily update every single day of all the exciting things going on at the Buffalo Chip. That's the main thing that we're going to be doing.
Kind of like we did in Daytona.
Yeah. And so, but there we're only covering the Chip. all the things they've got going on. They've got so much stuff going on, it's ridiculous. Then every single night, we're going to go live. Now, we may have lives during the day too, depending on what events are going on. But lives at night where you're going to get to meet some of the bikini girls that are going to come up and talk to us on our stage. You're going to get to meet maybe some of the singers and stuff that are out there. So we're going to be having some great lives every single night coming from the chip. So we won't have as much coming from Main Street. We'll do Main Street the week before, give you some lives of what's going on down on Main Street. We may catch some of the videos on last day. They're supposed to have racing on Saturday. One of us may be downtown filming that, but it won't be live or won't. Some of the stuff you'll see after the event. Because what we found out, what somebody told us, which makes a lot more sense now, is why show you a bike show that's going on right now and show it to you tomorrow morning? It's over.
You can't go see it.
Yeah. So save that till after the rally's over. So we'll tell you in the morning where that bike show is, where you can come and check it out. If you're here, if you're not, what difference does it make if you see it in a week afterwards or 2 weeks after the world to see what that bike show looked like? That's kind of where we're at. So at that, go ahead and wrap it up. And nobody else commented.
No, that was the last one. They just said that they didn't even know there was 3 waterfalls on Spearfish
Yeah,
Canyon.
most people think there's just that one on the left, and that's it. Well, it took us a couple years ago before we found out there was 2 going on.
Yeah, the other
So
2.
we're going to show you where that's one of some of the things we did. We're going to show you there's some great places. We did it last year. We stopped, but we didn't get all the filming of that. Some great places that have great overlooks. If you're on Needles Highway or Iron Mountain, great places to pull over. You can take a great shot. Loud truck. So a lot of really great things, and that's things we'll show you. What's open, what's new, what's great places to eat. There'll be a few new places that some of the other YouTubers have been to eat at last year that we didn't get a chance to make it. We'll make it before the rally to go check them out before it's quite so busy to see what's going on and stuff. But I mean, there's great places down at Custer's, a great town to go to. There's all these great little towns around Sturgis that's just great to go check out if you got the extra time. So we'll be telling you more about that in the next coming months.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us today here in Leesburg. Sunny weather, great time, a little humid. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
So Rod King wants you to call him.
Yep, I'll give you a call, and I think Marcus said too.
Yeah, I seen something he wrote.
Hey, Bob and Tam, who is that? Karen. We're in Leesburg.
Yep. And
Thanks
she's
for
coming to
hanging out.
Leesburg, ain't she?
I think she is. We'll see you in Leesburg, Karen.
Bye.
Bye-bye.